Alright, what is up guys? It's been a minute since I made a video. So the title of this video, as you can see, is going to be called Shower Thoughts. So I have my little book over here. It says enjoy simple things. I don't know, I found that at Michael's. I thought it was a pretty cool way to, you know, write down my goals and write down video ideas and stuff like that. So I apologize in advance if you guys hear planes. I'm currently in my living room right now. So here I have 10 things that you know, that go across my mind that I feel like not a lot of people talk about, and it's just a good way to get a new outlook on life, I suppose. So here are my 10 shower thoughts, right? So number one is the fact that we work until we die. So just the thought of us, you know, from the moment that we're born, our life is basically planned out for us. An example, you know, all of us here in the United States, if I'm not mistaken, you know, we go through pre-K, we do first grade, second grade, middle school, high school, college, your career, and then you die, right? Unless you're like, I don't know, an entrepreneur, you win the lottery, but those are rare cases. But, you know, just the thought of that, like, you know, all of us, it's almost like if life has already predetermined how we're gonna live our lives, you get me? Like, just life in general. It's almost as if, you know, it's like a movie, and we're just following the script until the end. So that's the first thing. The second thing is something that, you know, goes across my mind is, you know, how certain things were made, like cars, planes, computers, apps, pictures, videos, earphones, like all these things. I don't know about you guys, but do you guys ever like think to yourself, yo, how is it, like, if I were to make a car, we're talking about, let's take it way back before, you know, all the instructions on how to make a car, like all the rules, all the mathematics. Before all of that, how did people know where to begin? Like, if it was me, okay, even with all these books and everything, I wouldn't even know how to start to make a computer. Like how everything works to make a system, right? Like take for example a picture. Like the fact that a picture can basically record a moment in time, and you know, and you hold that forever. Like just the thought of that, like I don't know if anybody ever thinks about that, like to themselves, but you know, videos, like you're literally pressing a button and you're recording history. It's just it's absolutely insane. And how planes can literally defy gravity and you can fly in the air. Rockets can take you to the moon. We're talking the moon. Like you're leaving planet Earth to go visit somewhere out of space, like somewhere outer space, sorry. Like it's just absolutely insanity. So the third thing that I have is everyone you meet has a different story, and you won't know until you talk to them. So basically, you know, based on where I work, you know, I spend a lot of time outside and I greet people and stuff like that. And you know, I'll be like, oh hey, welcome to blah blah blah, and everybody will say, you know, oh thank you, blah blah blah, how's your day, you know, small conversations here and there. But that's all it really is. But if you ever like actually take time and, you know, talk to them to see, you know, what they're about, you might find out that that person was, you know, a former doctor or a professor at Harvard or a Nobel Prize peace winner. Like it's just, it's crazy. You never really know who it is that you're encountering. It's just stuff that, you know, every car that you see in the highway has a different story to tell. Like, you think the people that I work with know that I make YouTube videos? They don't know that. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of cool to think about, you know? So the fourth thing that I have leading on to what I was talking about is we all start off as strangers. So the thing about that is, like, you know, they're like, oh, don't talk to strangers, this and this and that. But you have to keep in mind, when you go into school, you don't know anybody there. You have to talk to them and then you get to know them. So my thing about this is, why is it so frowned upon for me to go and approach a beautiful lady that I see in the street? If, you know, people classify them as creeps, weirdos, this and that, but you never know. That could be a potential future wife. For all we know, we might have same personalities, same interests, like, and I'll never know, because in my head I'm like, I can't do it because, you know, society said, oh, you can't do this because then you know, you're a creep if you do this, if you do that. But I honestly don't see it that way. I would only see it that way if I approach a girl and I start to harass her, if I start to catcall her. You know, I find that disrespectful. because women are, they're human beings. They have emotions, they have feelings, and you sometimes you have to have empathy for them. Put yourself in their shoes and be like, what would happen if a guy who you don't know starts calling you like by names and starts calling you like a dog? Like, you get me? So I do believe there has to be a degree of respect, but I also believe into this earth knowing nobody but your family. You get me? So the fifth thing is that a shower thought that I had was, it's incredible how the human being in itself, we are superheroes. An example for that is the immune system. You get sick, you get the cold, your body does what it needs to do, it follows its course, you heal, like by yourself. Imagine if the immune system did not exist. Like, do you know how fast we would be dying? It would be absolute insanity. Like, I am so grateful. Like, it's the little things that we need to be grateful for, and the immune system is definitely should be high up in that list. Okay, so the sixth thing that I have on my list is okay, so for the sixth thing that I'm about to say, for the sixth thing on my list, keep in mind this is an open-ended discussion. Please, what I'm about to say, do not take offense to it. If you guys feel differently about my opinion, feel free to put it in the comments. Let me know what you think, and it's not a debate, it's a discussion. I want to hear your point of view, and you're watching this video, so you're about to hear mine. So here goes. If God doesn't exist, what function does morality have, right? So I sometimes have this conversation with a bunch of my friends and peers, and I'll ask, okay, according to the Bible, God is the ultimate judge, right? And he has dictated what is right and wrong. So if we grab God and we put him to the side, say he does not exist, say he's a figure of our imagination, as people like to say, it's just a way for us to put our faith, to put our hopes on, I believe, right? If you take God out of the picture, who's to say that me killing somebody is bad, right? Because you can say, oh, but you're taking somebody's life. But I can reverse the card on you and say, oh, but that's one less person on earth, therefore increasing the amount of food available for everybody, right? Take, for example, Thanos. In Thanos the Avengers, he wiped out half of on every planet, he wiped out half of the population, right? In his eyes, he's doing everybody a favor because now there's more resources for everybody. But for everybody else, they're saying, no, you can't do that, you're not God, you can't just kill whoever it is that you want to kill and get away with it. But that's exactly my point. Like, if God doesn't exist, then technically everything is permissible, right? I can cheat. Who's to say cheating is bad? In a girl's point of view, she might say, oh, you have to be loyal. But I can go, but why? Why can't I just spread my love with every female that I meet? Who's to say that's wrong, right? There has to be a certain standard. But then you say, oh, but it's just wrong. But you have to prove to me why that is wrong. Like, who are you? If you are a human being just like me, then we can both make our own set of rules on how we should live life. You get me? But once again, it's an open-ended discussion. Feel free to comment how you feel. So the seventh thing on my list is, this is kind of, it's a kind of stupid thing, but it's just something that came across my mind. Like, who decided how the English language should work in terms of grammar, right? Like, why do we have to follow certain sentence structures, and why can't we just create our own? And why do we have to listen to how other people created the sentence structures? You get me? The same thing with letters. Like, why does it have to be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but why can't it be, Z, R, T, F, S, U first? You get me? And same thing with numbers. Like, numbers is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why can't it be 5, 4, 7, 6, 2? You get me? And in your mind, you might say, oh, because it wouldn't make sense. But technically, when the person first made it, who's to say that they're right? Who's to say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? You get me? I don't know. It's just a little thing that came across my mind. It's stupid, but I don't know. I just decided to share with you guys to see what you guys thought. So the eighth thing is, why do we dream? Like, I never really quite understood. I'm sure there's some psychological, there's like psychology, psychologists probably have a reasoning for it and all that, but I honestly don't get why we dream. Like, what is the purpose of it? And you might say, oh, there's no purpose, but I honestly believe that us dreaming is not a coincidence. Like, sometimes I feel like dreaming, perhaps it's a way of like telling us that we're doing something wrong, or I don't know. Like, it's a cool conversation to have. So the ninth thing that I have is, if we are in control of our bodies, then why can't I have a say on my instincts, right? So we say, oh yeah, you can control your body, this and this and that, but the thing about instincts, they're called instincts for a reason. You do it without reacting, right? Could it be possible that it's because your brain in itself, your brain is a computer. So in itself, is it programmed, is instincts programmed inside of your brain? So, does it just do things on its own? Like, I don't know, it's just weird. And the same thing with like the immune system, how your cells work, how you breathe, like all of these things are automatic things that you do without even thinking about. It's just your body does it by itself. Same thing like when you're hungry, you don't say, oh, I'm not gonna eat today because I'm not gonna be hungry. No, your body is gonna ask for it. It's gonna, you're gonna hear your stomach rumble and you're gonna feel, some pain in your stomach. That's telling you, okay, it's time to eat. Or you're gonna get thirsty, Like you're just gonna know when you're thirsty because your body's asking for it. You're gonna feel dehydrated. So what do I have? Am I on my 9th, 10th? I think I'm on my 9th, or I don't know. I think I wrote 11 by accident. So we'll just say 9 for whatever. We'll just say it's number 9. So here's another open-ended discussion that I want to have. Does everything happen for a reason? In my eyes, I honestly believe that everything does happen for a reason. Since I believe in God, I do believe that, God has a purpose for you. And I do believe that sometimes things happen to you because they need to happen to you. Sometimes they're either there to teach you a lesson, or they're either there to make you better. They're either there to, get you closer to God, And then if you don't believe in God, another interesting concept is the butterfly effect, in which everything that you do affects the outcome of your life. So an example for that is, you're going down a street and then there's 2 paths. So one to the left where you could be a millionaire, and then you take one to the right where you could end up homeless. But the problem is you don't really know which way is the right way. You have to take a leap of faith. But then that's when the butterfly effect comes, because if you go left, it goes right. But if it goes right, then it goes wrong. So, it's a pretty cool concept. And then the last thing, my 10th thing. Okay, so once again, don't take this to heart. It's just my own personal opinion. Feel free to comment on how you feel. Let me know if you believe in it. Let me know if you don't and why. So the reasons I don't believe in astrology is because of this. I do not believe that the alignment of planets and stars, I'm not too familiar with astrology, but according to what I've heard, it's the alignment of stars and the planets dictate who you will be, right? So you're basically telling me that you lack uniqueness because how the planets and stars were aligned dictates how you will live your life, right? And I disagree with that, because I believe the concept of nurture versus nature is the closest resemblance of how of what dictates your personality. So take for example, if I was born into a gang family and my dad is the head of the cartel, and everyone in my family, my cousins, my brothers, my sisters, are all gang members, it's more than likely that I am also going to become part of the cartel, because that's where I was raised, and that's what I've been taught. This is another radical example, but same thing with terrorists. Like, if your dad was a terrorist and they tell you, look, the Americans are bad, this and this and this and why, you have to follow it, what are you going to do? You're not going to defy against your dad's orders. You're going to listen to what he says because you think he's telling the truth, because that's your father. You get me? I don't think they're going to believe in Gemini this, Gemini that. No, they're going to believe, oh, my dad said this, so this is what I'm going to do. You get me? But yeah, guys, it's just a little quick, just quick thoughts that came into my head, and I decided to write them all down and make this video. I'm not the best at, making videos with cameras. I did my absolute best, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, guys, don't take it to heart. It's just a personal opinion. No attack on anybody. If you believe in astrology, if you believe in the butterfly effect, all of that stuff, it's a free world. Like, we're in a free country. You can do as you please. You can think whatever you want to think. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't have any problems with it. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel in the comments down below. Hope you guys leave a like. Make sure to subscribe. It's been your boy Stormit. Hope you have an amazing day. Peace.